What's up guys? It's your boy Danboy, back with another video. Today we are gonna talk about Phase 6. Yesterday Blizzard released the patch notes for the public test room for Phase 6. And we're gonna have a look at what new items we can get as a warrior. And we're gonna have a look at what consumables that you should have for Naxxramas. And we're gonna talk about a potential release date. As always, I do stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 7 to 11 PM +2 GMT. If you have any questions or you want to come and chill, join my stream. Let's have a good time. You can also join my Discord, link down below, if you have any questions or the like when I'm not streaming. As always, a sub, a like and a comment down below would be greatly appreciated. Anyway, let's get into it. So the two important things I took from the PTR patch notes was raid testing. This PTR will be available only at designated times. So you need to plan your Naxxramas PTR raids if you're doing some. The second thing is being exalted with your Warzone Gulch faction now offers epic quality leg gear. So if you're exalted Warzone Gulch, you can actually get these legs, Sentinel Plate Leggards, 28 strength, 27 stamina, 1 hit and 1 crit. But if you already have Martial, rank 12 legs, Conqueror's Leggards or Titanic leggings, these are actually greater than Sentinel's leggings. I've simmed this with all buffs including Darkmoon Fair and War Chiefs, and without War Chiefs and Darkmoon Fair, and they are better in any situation. As long as you don't have rank 12, tier 2.5 or Titanic leggings, that is. So when will Naxxramas be released? Well, up here you have the vanilla timeline and down below you have the classic timeline. So far the timeline has been on point more or less. As you can see, the estimated Nax arrival time is the 12th of January 2021. I think it's either gonna launch mid-December or in between mid-December or mid-January they will launch Nax. I sure hope they don't do it between Christmas and New Year's at least. Before we have a look at the consumes, should you be interested in knowing more about a frost resistant set as a DPS, I have the thumbnail up here to the right. I have a video out on that as well. I do have one for tanks as well. If you're interested as a DPS to get tier 3 after your tanks and rogues have gotten the tokens, check out my Should You Get Tier 3 DPS Warrior video. Here I go into the details, what materials you need, etc. And of course I have a best in slot guide for Phase 6 Warrior DPS. The links will be in the description, but these are the thumbnails, so you can easily find them. So what consumes do you need for Naxxramas to become a strong bad boy like this guy in the background? Well, in Naxxramas we are going to be using all protection potions. We're going to use greater frost protection potions, greater fire protection potions, greater nature protection potions, greater arcane protection potions, and greater shadow protection potions. On top of that, we'll be using Juju chills as well, Elixir of poison resistance, Stratholme holy water, and Consecrated Sharpening stones. We will now go through each consume, why and where we need the specific consumes. You are of course still going to be using the normal DPS consumes, mongoose, etc. But these are the ones you need for specific bosses in Naxxramas. So for the greater frost protection potion, you want to be pre-popping one on Safarian because of frost aura he does, which takes for 600 frost damage every 2 seconds. On top of that, you will of course be using frost resistance gear as well. On top of that, he also does a blizzard, which of course you should avoid, but having a greater frost protection potion up will help you mitigate some of the damage if you should get hit as well. The second fight you're going to use it on is of course Kil'Thuzad, who does a frostbolt volley. It hits for 2700 to 3500 frost damage every 15 seconds, and it hits everybody in the room. And it can be resisted with frost resistance, but I don't think it's advised to use frost resistance gear here. I can't say till we get to Naxxramas. As for the greater fire protection potion, we're going to be using this on 4 horsemen because of the meteor that Thane Cortez does. He does 14k to 16k fire damage on a random target, which is shared between all the players. The second boss where you can use greater fire protection potion is on Grand Widow Fairlina. She does a rain of fire, which does 3,700 to 4,300 fire damage every 2 seconds, and it lasts for 6 seconds and has an 8-yard radius. As for the nature protection potions, you can use these on Thaddeus since it is a nature damage fight. As for greater arcane protection potions, these will be used on Gothic the Harvester in phase 1. There will be spawning mobs called spectral trainees on the undead side that do an arcane explosion that hits for 400 to 500 damage, and you can absorb this with the bots. Greater shadow protection potions will be used on Safarian. Life Drain is an ability that Safarian does. It drains 1700 to 2300 of the player's health and affects multiple players. Whether you should use a Greater Shadow Protection Potion or a Frost Protection Potion is definitely up to your raid leaders, officers, etc. But you have the opportunity to use one of them. The second boss where you should use a Greater Shadow Protection Potion is Loathep. He does a debuff after 2 minutes into the fight, which after 10 seconds inflicts 2550 shadow damage. And it is not outrunnable, it's 100 yards. And after he's done the first one, he's going to do it every 30 seconds. And after 5 minutes into the fight, he's going to do it every 15 seconds. So obviously you want to kill him ASAP. As for the buff Juju Chill, it stacks just like the fire one that you used on Firemaw. You're going to be using this on Safarian and Kel'Thuzad, of course, to reduce damage taken from the aforementioned abilities. Elixir of Poison Resistance that we've been using a lot in AQ will still be a great consume to use. In Naxxramas there is a lot of spiders doing poisons that you can dispel. A boss that does it as well is Grand Widow Felina. She does a poison volley with it that debuffs you, which you can dispel with this as well. So that is where you want to use this. Stratholme Holy Water is an alternative to using Dense Dynamite. It is harder to get them since you have to go into Stratholme Undead and loot the crates, but they actually do more damage than Dense Dynamite, which you would normally be using in speedruns. So I can imagine speedrunners will be using Stratholme Holy Water, whereas people just playing the game casually can just use Dense Dynamite as always. Another benefit from Stratholme Holy Water is that they have twice as much radius as well. They do share the same cooldown, and it does put sappers on cooldown as well for 1 minute, but it is a better alternative than Dense Dynamite because it does more damage. The last and best in slot consumable for Naxxramas is the Consecrated Sharpening Stones. DPS wise versus using Elemental Sharpening Stones in a 60-second fight with full buffs or without War Chiefs and Darkmoon Fair, it is a 40 DPS increase using 2 of these on both your weapons instead of Elemental Sharpening Stones. So how do you get them? There will be a Scorch Invasion, a limited time event only, before Naxxramas launches, and you need to farm them there. These are not BOEs, so you need to farm them yourself. For more info on how to get these, you should check out Fear Street's video that we're seeing right here. He has made a full description on how to do it. Big credits to him. I'll post a link down in the description below with his video, so you can check that out. But to get these consumables, as mentioned, you need to farm them, and you need to get 8 necrotic runes for each sharpening stone. On top of that, there is only 2 bosses that aren't undead in Naxxramas: Grand Widow Felina and the spider boss Maexna. So for the other 13 bosses, you will be using Consecrated Sharpening Stone. So the conclusion is you will need to be on your toes and farm a lot of these while the Scourge event is up for the entire phase 6, so you can use them in every Naxxramas. If you have any questions or the like, feel free to throw me a comment down below. A like and a sub would also be greatly appreciated. It definitely helps my channel. I do stream on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday from 7 to 11 PM plus 2 GMT. Come in and hang out with me. If I'm not online on Twitch, you can catch me on Discord. Link is down below. And as always, have a damn great day.